I listen to a lot of the rhetoric that comes out of these areas. That they held a town hall meeting where people began to speak about the violence and how to stop the violence. And one brother said something to me that I hear on YouTube that I find very, it leaves you scratching your head. Because at that moment you know that this is something that is pretty common. This is a common thought, a common theory, that it's not necessarily just made up on people on YouTube. That in fact, a lot of people in the so-called black community have this belief. And he said, we got to go out onto the corners and deal with these young men out here who are shooting each other up every night. This is where we got to go. And he talked about self-hate and things of this nature and not liking oneself. And, of course, the idea of not having jobs is a reason why, these kids pick up guns and things of that nature. And it prompted me to start. I immediately came into my study, grabbed a pen and pad, and started taking notes. I kind of felt like I was in school. I started taking notes because I really wanted to kind of, I don't usually take notes for video. I speak off experiences, I hold no scripts or anything of that nature. So, but I felt the need to take some notes and kind of guide where I want to talk about. And it's not nothing special or profound that I'm going to say. I just didn't want to lose that thought. And this is one thing you hear on YouTube. This is one thing you hear that, black folks who get a little something and move out. And this is, in fact, what Chief Keef did. He said he doesn't even go back to Chicago. And, I found that interesting. And I tell people all the time, if you make a little something, there is no glorification in staying in the projects when you're making millions and millions of dollars. There's no glory in that. There's no reason or, to do that. But, in this whole street cred thing. But I got to thinking, why should I, or any other black person for that matter, and black folks the only ones that do this, why do I need to come back and give back to some people who obviously don't appreciate it and put myself in danger? Why should I open a business in the so-called black community just to show that I'm doing my part? Just to show that, I haven't forgotten where I come from. You see, most other groups of people, you think about it. Does the Jew, to find credibility to make himself in good standing amongst other Jews, does he have to go and deal with the lower tier of his so-called community in order to validate his blackness? And this all goes with validation of blackness. Why do I have to go deal with the problem and appease to all the low-hanging fruit excuses? Well, we deal guns and sell dope because we don't have jobs. There ain't no jobs in the so-called black community. Everything, or the people who got jobs, they don't look like us. And that was one of the talking points in this whole community meeting. Well, the business around here don't reflect who's in the community. And I've talked about, You have certain groups of people that are better at business than others. They're more functional. They're more efficient at business. And then you have this whole mentality thing. And then the black folks who do open up businesses are ended up accosted by the other people who look like them. And this is why I said I admire Koreans and Arabs who duke it out every day dealing with shines that try to impede or take money out of their mouths. I tip my hat to them. But they don't know any better. They see an opportunity. I'm not going to do that because I'm not here to validate my blackness. The best thing a black person can do instead of going down and dealing with the riffraff is to lead by example. I don't need to say anything. You can see me from afar and say, wow, Painless, he got it going on. And I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to go on the corner at 1 o'clock a.m. and speak to some niggas that are and tell them some shit that they should already know. You should know you shouldn't be out here at 1 o'clock in the morning on the corner smoking, drinking, picking your ass and talking shit. Because the likelihood of you losing your life increases tenfold. So why should I put my life in danger and do that when you should already know your ass shouldn't be out here anyway? But see, this is what, I guess when I'm validating my blackness, I'm supposed to go into the bowels of the so-called black community. I'm supposed to deal with the lowest of the low to help these guys. And I'm like, we live in America. You got smartphones. These guys got smartphones. These guys have access. There's no reason why you should ask me shit. You should just get on your smartphone and Google it. You know what you're supposed to be doing. And let me squash this idea there are no job. First off, when you drop out of school, you don't have any skills, you're not employable. You're not employable. So the idea that, we do this because there's no job opportunities. Well, Negro, you drop out of school. What am I supposed to do? Just hire you because you black? And you bring nothing to the table? No, that's not how the world works. And that's not a good enough excuse. Does the Italian have to go talk to a group of Italian men to tell them to stop killing each other, to validate his Italianness? No, only black folks do this tribal shit. And see, we have a propensity to hold on to people that we don't need to hold on to. Instead of cutting, look, thugs, killers, dope dealers need to be cut off. It's funny when I see these preachers and these community leaders, when you ask them, well, what do you think about the rap culture they start backsliding. Well, these brothers are some good artists, but why don't you just tell it they're the fucking problem? They're the problem, and they need to be cut off. They need to be cut off. They need to be shunned. And like I said, I said in other videos, we all got a Freddie Gray and Michael Brown in our family. Some of us got a couple of them. Some of us got whole sub-families of Michael Brown and Freddie Gray types. And they come to our barbecues. They'll show up on Easter. They'll show up to the reunion with their fuckery ways. But Painless, I don't associate. I'll speak. But I cut them off. I just know them by association. But black folks, we won't hold each other accountable. We don't. Black folks do not hold each other accountable. White folks, let me tell you something. We like to hear, black folks talk white this, white. White people don't cut their own no slack when they fuck up. They hold them to the T in terms of accountability and being responsible for your actions. White people will cut, and I'm generally speaking, but white people will cut your ass. They will shun your ass. No, we welcome in. It's all right. Come on, baby. It's all right. It's all right. It's 400 years of slavery while you shot that 9-year-old boy. It's fucked up, but it's all right. Look at the conditions we in. You did that because you ain't got no job. The white man ain't give us no job. It's all right, baby. It's all right. No. His ass doesn't deserve to walk anymore. Because he's violated the rules of a civilized society, taking someone's life with no justified means. Therefore, they don't deserve what you and I have. They've lost that. But black folks, we let people in. This is why a black dude can go and do 12 years in prison from shooting somebody. All of a sudden, see Paul walking to Damascus, having a vision in prison, and come out and go be a preacher in a church and talk all this bullshit in front of black people. While me, I can question the very existence of religion and how we got to this. I'm fucking shunned. Oh, he don't believe in it. But this nigga killed 3 people. Now he's a preacher and he gets a pass. That happens with black folks. And it's why people in South and West Side Chicago are in the predicament they are in. And see, these guys know mastery. Because you look at preachers, they play off people's emotions and not their intellect. This is why you can have these guys who done sold all type of dope, responsible for so much bullshit, come out and, he done turned over. That's why, that's why I don't care to live around places where there are a lot of black folks are. I don't care for it at all. It doesn't mean I want to live around a group of white people neither. That's not what I'm saying. But I know the black script. I know black folk like the back of my hand. And, it's easy to see through and spot the bullshit.